Shabbat Shalom to everyone and Chag Sameach, Happy Purim. We are right before the festivity of Purim, the reading of Megillat Esther, and it's going to take place Saturday night, tomorrow night. And today I will speak a little bit about the parasha and Parashat Tetzaveh and the portion of the week. Also a little bit about the additional reading of this Shabbat. This Shabbat is named in a special name, Shabbat Zachor, regarding the story of the Amalekites, that there is a precept, or there is a decision since the time that we get out of Egypt and Amalek came to attack us. There is that concept of removing Amalek from our life, totally, eliminating Amalek totally from our life. And again, we have another opportunity to connect to that channel of eliminating the power of Amalek tomorrow with a special reading, additional reading on top of the portion of the week. This and also this coming Purim, what's truly the benefit that we want to get from Purim? Because the reading of the Megillah is coming up, and we know that Megillah in Hebrew means to reveal, from the word legalot, to reveal, and the hidden secrets are being revealed there are coded messages there, but through the reading we are revealing that hidden light that exists in that day of Purim. And the light of Purim is very powerful, very strong. So what can we do in order to tap into that light, and why the reading of the portion of the Amalekites, like additional reading, is right before Purim. Every year, in the Shabbat before Purim, that reading is being added. So, we'll start from the beginning. We'll start from the portion of the week, Parashat Tetzaveh, the portion of Tetzaveh. In this parasha, as continuation to the last week parasha, that speaks about how to design and the tabernacle, here in this parasha, continuation to the last one, is how to design, how to make the clothing of the high priest and the rest of his fellow priests as well, that need to work in the tabernacle or in the temple, which means they had to have special clothing. So this is continuation. And because this portion is dealing with the Kohanim, with the priests of Israel, then the amount of verses, the number of verses in this parasha is going up to 101. And we know then that number 101 in Kabbalah is very significant, and one of the meanings of this number is the numerical value of the name Michael. And from this week parasha, we understand that when we deal with names are very influential. Because in Parashat Tetzaveh, in the Zohar, in verse, in verse 5, 6, 7, it speaks about the concept of letters and names. And here, in verse 7, it says that the reason that the temple was destroyed or falling down in the time of Jeremiah, even though it's going to be built later on, the prophet name that gave that prophecy of destruction was Yirmiyahu. So the Zohar is saying Yirmiyahu is the letters of Yarum Yud Ke Vav. That the Yarum, that elevating, the letters Yud Ke Vav. And the Zohar is explaining that the name of Yirmiyahu is showing to us that in his time, his prophecies were about the fact that the people of Israel made wrong actions. The result was disconnection between the light force to the vessel, the light force of God to the vessel, to the recipient, and as a result that light was elevating because of the disconnection, then by the light being elevated, destruction can take place because now the light is not present. This is in fact very much connected to what's happening not the same, but in the principle with the concept of Amalek, because Amalek is totally denying the existence of the light of God. It knows that God is existing, but wants to deny him on planet Earth, which means to deny the fact that nothing can exist without the light force of God. Then this is totally like fighting against God in a way. This is the Amalekites. And here we are speaking in this parasha that the number of verses of this parasha is Michael. So if we are speaking that there by Jeremiah, the letters of his names were hinting destruction. It's not coincidence that he was the prophet to give the prophecy of destruction. And when the temple was rebuilt, before that it was rebuilt, the prophet Yeshaiah, I don't know how to say it in English, it's not Joshua, it's Isaiah. The prophet Isaiah, he came and he spoke about building the second temple. And in Hebrew, Isaiah is Yeshayahu, which means Yesha Yud Kei Vav, the help of the light, the help of the letters Yud Kei Vav, which means the letters of God that were removed in the time of Jeremiah now are coming back. The light is coming back, and therefore the temple is being rebuilt. Which means the name, the letters of the names have significance, which is very powerful. This is why sometimes the name of the person can literally determine the destiny of the person. And this is, by the way, one of the things that we need to understand about Purim, about destiny, about the luck of a person, about like lottery. There is luck, there isn't luck. And because Purim is about, it seems to be like Haman was doing some lottery over there. So, if we are speaking about destiny, when a person has a name, it's destined that his life will be according to the channel of that name. And we can see this, that sometimes we are able to see how powerful is the connection between the name to the life that the person has. So, therefore, this parasha, Parashat Tetzaveh, is 101 verses, and the name that the sages gave to this parasha, to the amount of verses, is Michael. And Michael represents the channel of mercy. This is the angel Michael. And we know that as in this world there was a high priest, Aaron was the first, Moses was the first high priest, but then Aaron was the high priest. As below, so above. So in the spiritual realm, there is a high priest as well, and this is the angel Michael. Michael in Hebrew. So the fact that this parasha is let's say, that sages are saying the DNA of the parasha is associated with the name Michael, showing to us that there is a lot of energy of mercy in this parasha. A lot of energy of protection for the people of Israel, because the angel Michael, is the angel to protect the people of Israel, is the angel for the people of Israel, for the nation of Israel. So therefore, from that aspect, it's a very powerful channel. Now, it's also a very powerful channel and hint for us that usually Parashat Tetzaveh, this portion is before Purim, because Michael represents mercy, the energy of mercy. And in order to overcome the bad destiny that was in the time of Haman with the decree in Persia, the people had to act with mercy, to restrict, to reduce the selfish desire, and this they were doing by fasting 3 days, but they needed to increase a lot, tremendously, the energy of giving and sharing. So therefore they were giving gifts one to another, and they were giving charity to the poor, and they were not naming it charity to the poor, they named it gifts to the poor, which is like, by giving a gift, is as giving to a friend. It's not like I'm doing the favor and you are receiving. It's like two-directional favor. By giving, we are receiving as well. So the people of Israel in that time had to elevate to that channel of mercy, and by that they were able to change the destiny, because the destiny was destruction. Haman knew how to pull it over, to pull that destiny for the people of Israel. And they've changed it by acting with mercy and reducing the desire to receive for oneself alone. So therefore, it's a message for all of us that if we want to change a certain destiny in our life, then we need to act with mercy instead to be bitter about certain things in life, instead to be complaining, instead to be blaming others for why this is wrong. We need to reduce, to reduce and to make smaller that voice, that selfish voice inside of us, and to increase tremendously the energy of mercy. By that we can change, we can create a change. Now, with connection to Purim, destiny. Easy or hard to change destiny? If there is a decree upon a person, it's easy or it's hard? Sometimes it's not that easy to change a certain destiny. Now let me give you another angle about destiny. When someone is being born, the place, time, from the point of view to the moment, the location, the country where the person is being born is determined. It's not, in a way, a freedom of choice. The moment that we were born in a certain place, then if we know astrology, and according to huge Kabbalists, astrology is, which means exist, with all the details as is. Then the moment that we are born, there is a certain destiny. What do you mean a certain destiny? Certain type of behavior. And that certain type of behavior, which is a robotic behavior that we have, create our destiny also day in and day out. Because when we behave in a certain way, it will cause an effect. It will create to us what it creates for us. So therefore, if we will be born, if we were born in a different month, then all our process will be different, because the destiny, from the point of view of astrologic point of view, would be different. The whole chart will be different, and therefore what we will experience in life will be different type of experiences. So therefore, when we are saying destiny, we need to understand that in that aspect of astrology, for example, I'll take the example of the sign of Aries. According to Abraham the Patriarch, in the Book of Formation, the internal energy of planet Mars that rules over Aries is peace and harmony. This is the internal energy. The external energy is war. This is the energy of Mars, the planet of war, red, blood. Then, what is about changing the destiny? One meaning to it is to connect to the internal frequency of the energy that's being coming through planet Mars, from the light of God through planet Mars. But when it goes through planet Mars, it's going through the filters or through that red paper. The light now is red, energy of war. So we need to connect into that positive frequency, which is peace and harmony, the internal essence that of the frequency of light that comes from planet Mars. Either then the external, which is war. This is one way to explain it. But another way to understand it, changing destiny, we need to understand that war means the energy to do a battle for something. Now, to stand up for what is right, you need energy of war. It's energy of war as well. To go through the battle of life, you need that energy of war. Now, there is a positive aspect to the concept of war, because if someone is doing a battle against his own evil inclination, this is war, but a positive one. That someone is overcoming his own evil inclination. So if you have the strength of war, then it's powerful, it's good, it's assisting. So this is another aspect of what destiny is about. So when we're speaking about changing the destiny, we have a DNA that we were born with. It's a certain frequency that we have. We have certain types of behaviors, certain types of attributes. Now, changing it, it's not totally eliminating them. It means to switch the energy to the level that we would use that attribute in a way that would reveal light. This is changing destiny. That if someone is being controlled by temptations, now he is using that channel of temptation to be having that temptations to positive things in life, which means having a strong desire, that a strong drive, but the person is directing it towards good things. And then that drive, that desire is beautiful. So we are not speaking about killing it, we are speaking about like switching the direction or switching the polarity from desire to receive for oneself alone to the one for sharing. Now, to create such destiny, such change in a destiny, it's not that easy. That someone will change and will elevate, that is using the negative aspects in the behavior from birth that we got and is transforming it into positive, it's not that easy. This is why the Hebrew calendar is supplying us with such precious moments through which that energy can assist us. But we need to know for what. It's like a laser beam. Now, in a hospital, they can use the laser to save life. But you need to know how to use it, when to use it, for what to use it, and then you can save life. It's not that, laser is saving life. In the hands of whom? The same over here. Purim is a light force, a light beam which is enormous. To that extent that Rabbi Isaac Lugia is telling us that the light of Purim from all the holidays is going to be the only light that will be shine up without being dimmed when the period of Mashiach is coming, when the total redemption is going to take place and the light will be huge in the world, still we will be able to see this is the light of Purim. It's like the light of Mashiach. Powerful light. It's like a very powerful laser beam through which we can do a spiritual surgery, through which we can change destiny. This is why the concept of Purim, the Megillah, starts with the fact that Haman was like looking into the destiny of the Jewish nation, like doing lottery. And he saw in their destiny that there is a month in which they are going to be weak, according to what he saw. And then it says in the Megillah, V'na'afochu, that the Jews transformed it. They turned it over. They turned the situation over. It was bad and they turned it to be good. Turned it to be marvelous for them. So therefore, what's happening in Purim? In Purim, from tomorrow night till Sunday night, we have that energy, cosmic energy, through which we can transform something bad, even very bad, into very good. And we need to understand that each one in his life could have a certain part which is negative, or a certain part which is exile, a certain part which is a bad destiny, what we would call a bad destiny. It could be a certain type of behavior. So someone can say, why this was my destiny, to be born into that sign of the zodiac? Why I was born to that family, and I've learned bad things from them, or they didn't give me the good stuff, as my friend received. Destiny. We can turn it over. What about the destiny that someone wants to get married and doesn't find the soulmate? Doesn't find the boy, the girl, they don't find no one. Can we change that destiny? Can we turn over the destiny from negative to positive? Which means if there is, any time during the year, energy that can help us to do so, if there is a chance, it's Purim. Which means through the reading of Purim, through the Megillah, we want to connect with that light that can help us to turn over, to switch from bad to good. And then we need to understand it. And we need to meditate for it. And what is the strongest energy preventing us from doing that flip from negative to positive? It's a thought consciousness named Haman. Haman is a thought consciousness of doubt. The first time that it appeared in life of humanity was with the sin of Adam and Eve. The snake brought doubt into the life of Adam and Eve. And since then, as we are part of their soul, we are all one unified big soul, then we have that inside of us. Part of our destiny, bad destiny, is that we have a thought consciousness which is doubt. We are doubting the existence of God. We are doubting that good, that real good one day will manifest. We are doubting that the world is going towards something good in the future. Most of the people see black end for the future. Like, doesn't seem to be that it's going to be good. Look what's going on in the world today. And especially these days, it's very heavy. From now till, it didn't start now, it started before, but till most likely Passover, the global energy is very heavy. The other side is like working hard in this time. This is why we need to be stronger in our certainty against that thought consciousness named Amalek, which is doubt. And the doubt is not outside of us. It exists inside of us, in our heart. It's like engraved inside of us. It's like inside, into our bones in a way. And we need to turn it over. To turn it over. And this is Purim. There's opportunity. So if there are certain areas in our life that we have a doubt, if we ever will be able to create a change in them, in our behavior, our personality, our attributes, negative attributes, or certain things that we want to achieve and to get to them in life, and it seems to be like it's running away from us, like proper good sustenance with blessing, or proper relationship, proper health. We are doubting it sometimes. And when we doubt, we give room for the other force to enter. So we have opportunity, a huge opportunity. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, with the reading of the Megillah, and Sunday morning, powerful opportunity to turn over. So this is why we need to focus. We need to determine to what we are asking that light to do for us. That laser beam, while we are reading the Megillah, what we want to transform from bad to good. What do we want to change personally and also globally? This is why when we are coming to think about this personally or globally, we are not thinking in a negative way with negative emotion towards our negative behavior. We accept that this is the way that we are and we want to be better. We are not upset with the world around us. We accept that this is the way that it is, but we want a better world. So therefore we are meditating that certain things will transform. We want them to transform into good, that the good will come out of it, not the bad. It's not that we should not be with that frequency that we have inside of us when we are upset or bitter from something. And in the world of today, very easy to get into it. Because this is the energy of fear. All these establishments are trying to put inside of us that frequency of fear from the future, fear about health, fear about food, the fear about water in the world, the fear about everything. But that frequency of fear brings the bad destiny. That frequency of bitterness brings that negative thing to the world. This is why we need to make a lot of effort to be tranquil with positive energy and to be happy. Even though that the world is heavy. This is why we need at least to stay in a balanced frequency, not to go into the negative emotions. And it's not easy because day in and day out, the other side is trying us. Each one in their Achilles heel. Each one have their spot where he gets them. So therefore, what that I've mentioned, that the parasha is speaking about that energy channel of energy of mercy. The story of the Amalekites represent the total opposite from the tree of life. It represent the total chaos that is being invited with that opening named doubt in our life. It's the total chaos. It's totally denying that everything exists because of the light force of God. So this what would bring the total chaos, and we need to eliminate it. In order to transform from bad to good and to eliminate negative frequencies from within us, this is why before Purim we have that special edition reading about the Amalekites. Because from the Shabbat before Purim we are starting that process of eliminating. We want to get that strength to eliminate that force that exists within us. It's not the Amalekites outside, it's the Amalekites inside. Because if we would remove the doubt from within and the negative frequencies from within, outside it would be eliminated very easy. By itself it will take place. We need to do it inwards. We need to do the spiritual work inside of us. So therefore, Purim, this coming Purim is an opportunity to turn over negative things into positive. We cannot do it while thinking with a negative frequency. We need to be totally positive. This is why the people of Israel, even though that they were afraid that what would come, they had to change their thought consciousness into thought consciousness of certainty in the light and sharing and giving. You know, just think about this. There is a decree, there is a sword above the head, and now instead of being afraid from the sword, now they are getting up and sharing and giving one another, assisting one another. Powerful, powerful behavior. So this is what we need to do, not to be negative and to connect with the positive. Now, if someone have really something special, a special decree in their life that they want to change, then I would say that it would be good Sunday, beside all the connections of the day through the festivity of Purim, to take some time and to be alone and to think about things and to pray from the heart to God and to ask the light force of God to help us to change our destiny and to bring us what we are asking in a merciful way. And it would be recommended to do it while meditating with the names of God, the Ana Bekoach, or 72 names, or if someone can read the Zohar, to read the Zohar, or at least to scan the Zohar for a while, and then to make that personal wish that we need so much, if we do need. And so this is a powerful, powerful time for us, changing destiny. But I'm saying not just changing destiny, and as we understand, it's changing our DNA, because this is what determines our destiny, the way that we think, the way that we behave, our attributes. This is our destiny. We create our own destiny by our own behavior, the way that we talk, what we say, what we mean, our thoughts, the gossip or no gossip, the envy or not envy, pride, ego or not. That's what was called the id, the negative ego, or positive one, the positive self-esteem. Sorry. So this is a great opportunity for all of us. Now, I'm not entering into the details of the Megillah. Only this is the general concept of what we are talking about. The details of the Megillah, etc., I hope that you've got from previous years. I wish you a happy Purim, powerful Purim, and thank you very much for being with us. If you want to share that idea with friends, in a short time it's going to be on the website, it's going to be on YouTube. Maybe in 15-20 minutes it's going to be on YouTube to be watched in the archive that we have. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom, and Chag Purim Sameach. Enjoy it. Let go. If you drink without driving, and create that let go, because that let go is helping to connect with the frequency of the light. That let go. Now, we are not saying to do it every night of the year or every day of the year, but in Purim, definitely yes. Kol Tov. Bye-bye.